Alright, shalom, shalom. Yes, Ariel back at you with another video. We're going to take a look at some of the beautiful things we have to look forward to in the very near future. So before we start, we want to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yehoshai, Ba'ashem, Harakah, Kwadash. Double honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the sincere Akim. Rise up, Kwam Yasha to the house of David. Yeah, man. Spiritual power. And these things been going around in my mind. We're on a regular basis. I couldn't escape it even if I tried. So without further ado, let's check out this clip. We shall all be changed. And I like some of these visuals that are in it, you know. That's why every now and then I put up some of those videos with a lot of visuals regarding spiritual power, Yahushua's return, miracles, you know, because a picture paints 1,000 words.
And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left to their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day.
Because hey man, we angels too. We're just wrapped in this flesh, but we have that angelic spirit within us, man. The difference between an angel and us, they don't have the flesh. They're already perfected. Okay? They're spirits of fire. That spirit is within these earthen vessels that we hold right now. Okay? And we're fighting to get back in that state which we had from before. That glory which we had from before. Only difference is we're going to rule in planet Earth in new flesh. Alright, so we're going to have those angelic spirits that we have right now in newer sinless flesh. Alright, we're going to be perfected. As our Lord and Savior Yahushua is perfected. And he's going to rule in the planet Earth with 144,000 ruling under him, all being perfected in perfect flesh with the angelic spirits, with angelic power. Okay?
Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning. Thou hast the dew of thy youth.
Hey, this is a great thing, man. This is what we're waiting for. If you ask me, right, this is the heart of being in this truth. Okay? The heart of being in this truth, knowing that we're going to be changed, knowing that we're going to be made perfect.
1 John 3. Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of God. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. Beloved, now are we the sons of God, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is.
So this is what we patiently waiting for Yahushua to come back and free us. Most of all,
are we the sons of God, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is.
So this is what we patiently waiting for Yahushua to come back and free us. Most of all, free us from this body.
For our conversation is in heaven, from whence also we look for the Savior, the Lord Yahushua, who shall change our vile body, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body, according to the working whereby he is able even to subdue all things unto himself.
Yes, Brakataya Hawa, Brakataya Hawa, Brakataya Hoshai. Aman, Aman. In agreement. We're going to read some precepts. And that's the picture there. Silver Surfer. You know, the cosmic spirit, cosmic energy, power. You understand? We're going to look at some of these, some words anyway. We're going to look at some words And these are things we have to look forward to in the very near future. 1 John 3:1 says, Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of God. Wherefore the world knoweth us not, because it know him not. Beloved, now we are the sons of God, and if doth not yet appear what we shall be, but we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. Yeah, in the presence of Yahweh Hoshai. And it's simply put, but we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. So we're going to see him like as he is. We're going to be able to be in his presence. We're going to see him as he is when we get those new bodies, because no flesh can inherit the kingdom of God. You understand me? So here's another precept. Psalms 110:3 says, Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning, thou hast the dew of thy youth. Yeah, people shall be willing in the day of thy power, man. And when they start to see all the witnesses, the scoffers and the enemy, when they start to see, and even some of the doubters who are potentially of the elect, they're going to be willing. They're going to say, yeah, you have the power. You are the man of the Lord. For those who are going to get those spiritual bodies, people are going to be willing in the day of thy power. Because some people, that saying, they don't believe, and you have to see it to believe. So let's look at this this image here, because I had this word that's been going around. I want to check out some of the powers of Silver Surfer, his abilities. I did one of my other videos on Manhattan Manhunter, which is another good superhero, one of my superheroes. We're going to check him out too. Let's move this around a bit. Back it up. Right, yes. Silver Surfers. I was watching Silver Surfer, the rise of the Silver Surfer yesterday, and I said, yeah, that looks. I could see the spirituality in whoever wrote it. I could see the intentions, and I could see that Stan Lee, the Marvel comic writer, you could see where he was coming from. Silver Surfer. Anyway, let's read it. It says, Silver Surfer wields the power cosmic, granting him superhuman strength, endurance and senses, the ability to absorb and manipulate the universe ambient energy. And I'm going to call that spiritual power. I'm going to call that spirituality. The Ruach HaKodesh, man. The spirit. That's the cosmic power. I'll read that precept again back in John. 1 John 3. Beloved, now we are the sons of God, and it doth not yet appear. Beloved, now we are the sons of God, and it doth not yet appear what shall be, but we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. Yeah, that's what I like, man. I like that precept there. Let's go up to 1. It says, Behold, what manner of love the Father has bestowed upon us. Yeah, man. Galactia, I think they depicted Galactia, who he's a servant of Galactia, the giant, and he goes around and he devours planets. And Silver Surfer has his duty to serve Galactia in enabling Galactia to devour planets. So Silver Surfer searches out the planets, and Galactia, once he says, yeah, here's a planet, eligible to be devoured, and then he calls his master, his god, Galactia, and Galactia comes and devours the planets. So he's a servant of Galactia. So potentially, when you put two and two together, we're going to be servants of Yahweh Hashem Yoshai when he bestows upon us the cosmic energy, the spiritual power, the Rakah Kodash, and we're going to be serving, and we're going to be bringing judgment upon the wicked. Yeah, devouring the wicked. Similarly, you understand? Beloved, now we are the sons of God, and it doth not yet appear what shall be, but we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is in his presence, man. So you can relate that in Psalms 110:3. The people shall be willing in the day of their power. We're going to have spiritual power, and all those sincere who are still not convinced, they will be convinced in that day. Silver Surfer, you know, an angelic being. That's why we looked at the image, man. This image here is an angelic being wielding cosmic power. Just to give us an idea, you know, things that we have to look forward to. So what other qualities does he have? Because along with Manhattan Manhunter, they're very similar with the abilities that they have. We're going to check out Manhattan Manhunter 2, which they're both really technically they're Martian from another planet, but their role is to be, they become superheroes, if you like. Right, this word here has been going around in my mind. The brother said he had a dream. You know, the dream he had, the brother, shout out to that brother, he knows who he is. And we was meeting up, and he said that I just appeared from nowhere, man. You know, I just appeared. You know, what's that word? Intangibility. Intangibility, ability to be able to. Let's look up the word. Intangibility by using his. This is one of Silver Surfer's powers. Intangibility by using his power, his cosmic power. Silver Surfer can become intangible, capable enough to phase through people or objects. So yeah, we was at a meeting spot to get on with pushing this word, and I think that it must have kicked off. Jacob's Trouble must have kicked off, and we, you know, public transport must have been bad. We went underground. There was no and I've had this very, very similar dream. The brother mentioned his one, and I mentioned my one. We were underground, and we were meeting up, going through underground places like garages, and just meeting up. Intangibility, telepathy, talking, telekinesis, talking, and I was able to just put on a particular hood, and once I put that hood on, I became invisible, just like that. So we went underground, and there was no need for no mobile phones, there was no need for no computers. We was talking through telepathy, telekinesis, and becoming invisible. And this word, I like that word there, intangibility and intangible, capable enough to phase through people and objects. So boy, what do you do with something like that? How do you compete with something that's intangible? Let me bring up another one of my superheroes. For those who know me know I'm into my superheroes, and I relate them to spiritual power, as the scriptures go into. Yeah, 1 Corinthians 15 and 40, celestial bodies. It talks about the celestial bodies and the terrestrial bodies. You know, and let's look at this word again, Manhattan Manhunter, because this always comes back to the dreams I've had. It always comes back to these characters, man. Manhattan Manhunter and Silver Surfer, you know, to give us an idea. His abilities are powers, possess a wide variety of abilities native to the green Martian race, such as superhuman strength, durability, flight, regeneration. Yeah, I've done a video on that. The Most High, the children of Yahshua Allah will get next level spiritual power, and I mentioned Manhattan Manhunter. Regeneration, and I mentioned shape-shifting, because I was in a dream and I was on the move and I had to move around, and they thought they got me, and when they lifted up I went into hiding. I was hiding somewhere and under some kind of blanket on some kind of building site, and when they lifted up the cover to see who they was looking for, I shape-shifted. So that's how I come up with that video in a vision. It was a vision, a so-called dream, a vision, and I shape-shifted in the dream. So I became one of their, what they thought was one of their foes, on their side, a double agent, shape-shifting. So we can look forward to these kind of things for those who are going to get their spiritual bodies, man. And if the dreams I've been having are anything to go by, this is what we're going to be doing with those spiritual bodies. Regeneration. So if you lose one of your limbs or something, or you get a cut, you just regenerate it back. You know, that's like invincible, man. Regeneration, shape-shifting, to be in disguise, to look like somebody you're not. Shape-shifting, boy. Spiritual power, next level spiritual power, as I entitled one of my videos. Intangibility, right? You can't touch it. We're going to look up that word too. Intangibility. Invisibility, telepathy. So if there's no mobile phones, there's no power. There's power cuts. We ain't going to be worried about none of that. We're going to be talking to each other through telepathy, telekinesis, astral projection. You know, you can project yourself. Astronency. It's like you can project yourself somewhere where you just move somewhere, or you can project over there. Just project from one place to another. You know, astro. If I'm butchering the word, astrosensory. I'm butchering the word. Input. And there's the other one, heat vision. Be able to heat, you know, you can just burn up something with your eyes. Lasers, like the Chariots. We know the Chariots have got lasers. So that's the man there, Martian Manhunter. Yeah, the video, next level spiritual power I did. That's another one of my spiritual so-called superheroes. He's got heat vision, man. He could just burn you up with his eyes, laser eyes. Intangibility, shapeshifter. He's a shapeshifter. You understand? He's a he can be invisible. He can use telepathy, telekinesis, communicate just through his mind. Astral projection. I'm going to use that word there. It's easier to pronounce. Astral projection input. He can project himself from one place to another. He got superhuman strength. Yeah, all the things that I mentioned in 1 Corinthians 15, man, and 49 onwards. He's an extraterrestrial body. Not one that you would want to meet down the dark alley, mate. I wouldn't like to meet him down the dark alley. That's what you like to say. You won't want to meet him down the dark alley. You ain't gonna meet us down. We're gonna be meeting you anyway, regardless. So I might entitle this video Eve's gift against Jacob's gift. You lose. Our gift against your gift. You lose. Right, let's look up the word, because you're gonna lose. You got your F-15s. We're going to look at some of your gifts anyway, your carnal gifts. Let's look up this word here, the intangibility. This word's been going around in my mind, man. Intangibility. Like shape-shifting abilities. One heck of an ability to have. Yeah. Not something you can mess with. The ability to shape-shift and intangibility. Not something you'll be able to mess with. You can run from someone who has that ability, but you ain't going to be able to hide. He can just get through walls. He can fade through walls. Characters with the ability often is used to avoid damage, since the attack will pass through it. Yeah, that's what the Chariots have been doing to you. Your aircrafts, your stealth bombers, your F-15s, your F-16s. We know. For those that know what's been going on, they're showing it in some of your documentaries. You've been trying to capture the ships, so-called UFOs, the Chariots. You've been trying to have combat with them. They've been in your forbidden airspace, and you just been left standing, man. When you try to chase them, they phase through you. They disappear. They go through portholes. They appear, reappear. They can go under the water. They can dangle just about a meter above the water, then just phase through the water without even splashing the water. And UEs, you know what's out there. UEs, all you so-called pilots and commanding pilots, aircraft pilots, so-called astronauts, you know what you've tried to come up against. Yeah, the ability often is used to avoid damage, since the attack will and when you shot your missiles, one of them it actually fired it back at ya. It fired it back at your aircraft carrier and lit the ship. Yeah, another one, it just phased through it when you try to shoot a missile at one of the chariots. So we know what power we got. Our military what military is backing us. So the men who are going to be bestowed with that spiritual power, we're going to have this very similar power too, right? The ability often is used to avoid damage, since the attack will phase through it. To put it simply, it is the ability to go through walls. Intangibility is often done by passing their atoms between the space of the other particle in the surface they are going through. Yeah, it's got the ability to manipulate the matter, to manipulate the atoms, just like the Doctor Strange, the ability to manipulate matter. You understand? To manipulate the elements. Yes. Let's look at another meaning here. The synonym of intangibility. There's something about that word just been going around in my head, man. You know, when the enemy come in like a flood. Isaiah 59 and 19, man. The Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. And what you gonna do against something like someone who has that intangibility? What can you do? Untouchable. That's one of the synonyms there. Untouchable, non-physical, right? Bodiless. Now that comes to mind, 1 Corinthians 15, man. You understand? All describe the celestial bodies, the extraterrestrial bodies. If it can come bodiless, that's terrestrial body. That's a spiritual body. Bodiless. you can't touch that. Imagine someone carnal trying to fight something that just bodiless. You can punch, and you try and punch it, and it just go right through, phase right through it. And then when it's ready to thump you, it come back and lick you down. Oh boy. Unembodied, boy. Disembodied. Abstract. Invisible. That one we understand. Infru. Let me get another one. In a nutshell, spiritual. Right, we know that word there. Ghostly. Ghostly. Spectral, yeah, because phantom. When you go back to this character here, ghostly, he looks ghostly. That's a spiritual body right there. Ghostly. He can phase through you, man. He can phase through you, man. When I saw when he was being chased, when Flame On was trying to catch him, when he was going through the tunnel and he phased through the bus. For those of us that saw that movie, The Rise of the Silver Surfer, phased through the bus, you know, and Flame On was behind him, and then he said, right, it's time to end this. And then he caught up with him, with the Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer just turned around and grabbed him by his throat and took him up into the atmosphere. You understand? Because he's cosmic, he can survive anywhere out of the Earth's atmosphere. When he took Flame On, right? When he took Flame On out of the atmosphere, he suffocated him, and his flames just died out. Suffocated him, and then he just flung him back down. He had mercy on him. He could have killed him, and he flung him back down to Earth so he could breathe again. Because cosmic energy can go anywhere, any part of the universe, and survive and breathe. Because it's the Ruach HaKodesh, man. You understand? Cosmic energy is the Ruach HaKodesh. Silver Surfer. I'm just using these superheroes to give you an idea. So let's hit some more precepts, man. Spiritual power ain't nothing to ramp with. Is there another word I can look up here? Is there another word? Oh, there's another word. Yeah, I'll look up that word there. Shapeshifter. right, the science fiction or method, a person or being with the ability to change their physical form at will. So for those of us that are going to be bestowed with those spiritual bodies, which if those dreams I've been getting regularly, flight, super strength, coming, and enemies, all the enemies that come up against me in them dreams, I always end up taking their weapons and either using them against them, or you know, using them against them, licking them up, and then sending them on their way with their tails between their legs. You know, visions and dreams I've been getting. So there we have it. Let's read some precepts. The point is made, man. We have something very out of this world, and that's the way to describe spiritual power. Out of this world. Can't really explain it better than that. Spiritual power, what we have to look forward to, is out of this world. Luke 10:18 says, and he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. You understand? Yeah. Behold, I will give unto you power to tread upon serpents and scorpions. Yeah, the Edomites, them are the serpents. Yeah, or any enemies. So we're going to have power to tread on our serpents, on our enemies, and scorpions. You understand? Enemies again. Whatever weapons that they try to use, over all, and scorpions over all the power of the enemy. There you go. And nothing shall be by any means hurt us, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Luke 10:18 and 19. Let's get another one. Jeremiah 1:18 says, behold, for behold, I have made thee this day a defence city, and an iron pillar, a brazen wall against the whole land. Right. An iron pillar, a brazen wall against the whole land. There you go, put it in the picture to give us a visual. A brazen wall against the whole land, against the king of Judah, against the princes thereof, against the priests thereof. Yeah, the so-called elite that hate Yahshua. Yeah, gonna make us a brazen wall against the whole land, against the kings of Judah, against the princes thereof, and against the people of the land, all the enemy and the enemies of our own people. We're gonna have spiritual power. What we're gonna do, man? 19, it says, and they shall fight against thee, but they shall not prevail against thee, for I am with thee, saith the Lord, to deliver thee. Yes, all this spiritual power, man, that's coming very soon. When the enemy come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them. Here's another one. Psalms, I ain't read this for a little while. Psalm 68:35 says, and God, thou art terrible out of thy holy place. The God of Israel is he that gives strength and power unto his people. Blessed be God. Yeah, the God of Israel is he that giveth strength and power. Yeah, that reminds me of the precept in Psalms 110:3. In the day of thy power, thy people will be willing. He giveth strength and power unto his people. Blessed be Yehovah Yehoshai. Yeah. 2 Corinthians 10:4 says, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh, to the pulling down of strongholds. Yes, man. You won't get another one, because you know these E's are very delusional. They're very delusional. I was checking out some of these some of E's gifts. We looked at some of our gifts. I'm gonna check out one of E's gifts, because you've tried to come against some of the chariots. This is your advanced capability called the F-15 innovation in airspace superiority. You know, run this thing, yeah, the airspace. The Most High run it for his chariots, man. Let's check this out. Let's check it out. I don't know if I'm gonna really need to show the video anyway. You know, these are some of his gifts. Some of Esau's gifts. Don't want to show no video, no need for that. But here it is there, the boring. Yeah, it says about I don't want to get no copyright strike and thing. But here it is though. The F-15 innovation in the airspace. Here it is. It says the F-15 offers the world's most advanced technology. Yeah. Advanced technology and delivers more payload to the flight, more speed to target, and more range than any fighter in the world. This is one of Esau's latest gifts. The F-15, an affordable low-risk solution that maintains capability and adds capability to the US Air Force whilst preserving the air superiority and homeland. Oh yeah, I saw that chariot over Dallas, the Dallas Camp Brothers. Boy, that weren't just no little what you see. You actually saw the lights, you saw it flashing in the background. Still got more to see. The most are still keeping us in suspense and keeping a mystery there. Because when we start to see it in its fullness, we're gonna be bowled over. But even what we saw was enough for us to know that there weren't that weren't no little orb, that weren't no helicopter. It wasn't one of Esau's little toys. It was an extraterrestrial. It was out of this world. It was one of the Mosai's chariots. What are you going to do against that? It says defense mission today. F-15 offers next generation technology. That'll make this look like a little toy. What we saw, that chariot, what we saw, and when we start to see them in their fullness, they're going to be playing with them little toys. Esau's little F-15s. The chariots are going to be playing with them, phasing through them, dodging them, and if you fire a missile at them, it can just turn it back on your own head. That's how the Mosai gets down, man, in battle. Mosai, the Yahweh Hoshai, is a man of war. Exodus 15, man. Mosai is a god of war, man. The technology includes an advanced cockpit, right? So they're really singing praises on this thing here. ESA, radar, digital electronics, warfare. It says warfare suit, the world's fastest mission computer, modern sensors to remain ahead of current evolving threats. Yeah, most are gonna be laughing, man, when you try and come against these chariots with more speed, more range, and more payload. The undefeated F-15 is combat ready today. Oh boy. So I'm gonna name this video "Our Gift Against Your Gift, You Lose." Our gift is against your gift. So you might look at that, you might say, well, what's he gonna do, boy? You understand? Intangibility, shape-shifting ability. Oh boy. Let's bring out some precepts again. Yeah, the wide variety of abilities have native race, superhuman strength, durability, flight, regeneration, just to name a few, right? Shape-shifting, intangibility, invisibility, telepathy, telekinesis, to ability to be able to extrinsic input, right? Basically, to be able to just to be able to disappear and reappear. Input and heat vision with the eyes, to name a few. Oh boy. So what do we look forward to? The combat thing. Oh, for those that like all the combat thing, there's too much to look forward to, man. If you like that combat, the Most I got you as one of the combat, man is going to be bestowed with spiritual power. You're going to be able to get off